Hello and welcome to my tarot call. So I'm going to start with a little bit of housekeeping. None of the winners of my tarot big giveaway reached me. So please, Average Rando, Angela Rancher, and Gary Jordan, if you are still subscribed to the channel, please reach me through my email. It's in the description box. I will give you another week, and if you don't, I will do another draw. Just telling. Now, you can see that I have two very similar tarot decks. These are the Smith-Waite tarot decks, the Centennial tarot decks. There are two different ones. One is a borderless tarot deck, and the other one is not borderless, but they are very similar in the coloring, and they are actually it's called the real way that Pamela Smith drew, the real coloring that she drew the cards when Arthur Waite asked her to do that. Now, with each of these decks, you get extra cards that are just art that Pamela Smith drew that is not connected to tarot, and a little card that describes what each card is. And there is one repeating card, so I did not included that in both of them. So this one is the detail of Much Ado About Nothing that appears in the British Empire Shakespeare Society. And this one is not this one. And this one is Once in a Dream from the Gria Sheaf. And this one is details of the Gates of Dreamland that appeared in a broadsheet number 6, published in 1902. Now, for these, we have this mother and daughter that is detail of a sheet of music for a Christmas carol published in 1898. This one is called Lovers, illustration for scene from Deirdre, Act 3 in the green sheaf, number 7. This picture is duet watercolor painting based on the music of a Russian composer Igor Stravinsky. And this illustration is Catch Me, original watercolor painting circa 1905, based on Schumann's Opus 10, number 4, sorry. Okay, so that is the extra card. Now, I am going to do a reading today that might put my channel in danger, because I'm going to help a friend, and I don't care, because my channel is so big, and if it does get flagged, then that's what it has to do to be. And the friend is Trevor Cult, and I suppose that most of you know Trevor. Trevor is a man that served in the British Army for many years. He got decorated by the Queen for his bravery. He got PTSD from the things that he had gone through. Now, you all know that I'm from Israel, and we have our share of PTSD soldiers from all of the wars that we had to go through. And I'm saying that purposely because of all of the racism war that happened in the past few days. And after seeing Lady C's video about that, and I can say that my country that was built upon the shutters of racism around Europe, accepted Jews from all over the world. We're talking about Russia, we're talking about Japan, China, we're talking about Yemen, all of the Arab countries, because Jews were just banished from those countries when Israel was founded. And we're talking about Jews that were rescued from Ethiopia. So we have here all color on all shape of Jews. I am mistaken for a Yemen Jew sometimes because when it's sunny, I can get very brown. And I get mistaken for a Russian Jew sometimes because I have a very East European features in my face. So it's not a very uncommon question to be asked, where are you from? And to see that as a racist question, it's really ridiculous. But let's go back to Trevor. So Trevor had a channel with 80,000 subscribers, and in that channel he did not censor himself, and he used a lot of trigger words that I'm not going to repeat. But I don't think that was the reason that his channel was demonetized. Because usually when a person says trigger words on a specific video, that specific video is triggered, and that specific video is demonetized. But for Trevor, his whole channel was demonetized. And then when he tried to fix that, nobody told him what was actually the problem, and he started deleting a lot of videos. His channel was left with 12 videos, and then YouTube told him that there is nothing to, that there's not enough material in his channel to review. Later on, they rejected his request to remonetize his channel, and then he opened a new channel, and his new channel was monetized and very quickly demonetized again. So YouTube right now are let's say owe him more than £5,000 at least. Now Trevor thought that it was a good idea to just ask his subscribers that instead of a membership fee, to ask them for their generosity to donate £1 to his PayPal account, and he thought that it would be a good idea to go over YouTube, and because I saw myself, and I suppose that is why Yankee Wally also got tired of Rumble, that in Rumble you get monetized very quickly, but you don't really get revenue, and it's very difficult to upload videos to Rumble, and Trevor did try that, but most of the people are still coming to YouTube, And YouTube is the most convenient to date, the most convenient place to upload videos to. But I hope that a new venue will arrive that will be better. But Trevor has this thought that in his mind that because he was in Afghanistan at the same time that Prince Harry was, and he has a lot of information about things that happened there, it's no use that people will never, YouTube will never remonetize him. Now, I suggested to Trevor, I wrote to him, and I suggested that he opens a Patreon account, and I believe that many people would prefer to go to a Patreon account. I know other people that got tired of YouTube, like the Daily Empress, for example, that just upload to Patreon and they get a monthly fee, and that's it. And I'm still subscribed to the Daily Empress, mainly to support her. And I would subscribe to Trevor Cult to support him, and because I'm interested in what he has to say, but to support him. And once I subscribe to his Patreon, I don't have to remember to every month to give him £1 as a contribution, and it's, in my opinion, a better way. But we said we would do a reading, and I asked him specifically if he wants me to do it on the channel, and he said yes. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a reading that is a comparative SOS reading, and see which of the options is better for Trevor. Is the Patreon option better, or asking donations from subscribers is better? Okay, so let's take this card for the first option, this deck for the first options, and say my disclaimer. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourselves. Okay, so now I'm going to clear my deck. And I'm going to start asking, should Trevor Cult open a Patreon account in order for his subscribers to show him their devotion and support? Should Trevor Cult open a Patreon? Let's put these in the middle. Should Trevor Cult open Patreon account for his subscribers? Let's ask again. Should Trevor Cult open a Patreon account for his subscribers to show him their support? So in SOS readings, we are just cutting once and taking 3 cards. So that's the first one option. And the second option is asking donations from YouTube subscribers. So first clearing the deck. And the question: should Trevor Cult ask his subscribers to donate £1 a month for his PayPal account in order to show their support? Should Trevor Cult ask his subscribers to donate £1 a month to his PayPal account in order to show him their support? Should Trevor Cult ask his subscribers for a £1 donation monthly in order to show their support of him? Once again, cutting just once, and taking 3 cards. Okay, so first of all, we're opening the middle cards of both decks and looking at which is the strongest. And here we have the Empress, which is a good card, but it is a major arcana. And here we have another card, which is the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is not a major arcana. It is a card of it is not a card of a major. It's not a major arcana. It is a card of the suits of Pentacles. So, in all, usually a suit card is better than a major arcana card, because major arcanas are cards that are very spiritual, and suits cards are very down to earth. But when we're looking at the interpretation of these cards, the card of the Empress card is the mother, and the one that will give everything she can. This is like the Mother Earth. This is the mother that will give everything. Here we see someone who is acting defensively, and because of that, he will end up in the Five of Pentacles energy, which is destruction and failure known in advance. So the Four of Pentacles is acting out of feeling threatened. And because you feel threatened, you are starting to be very defensive. So this is a defensive act. This is acting like, so be opening a Patreon account is being the Empress, being someone that is willing to give everything that he can without asking anything in return. But actually, you do get a lot in return, because in Patreon you can get all sorts of tires, and you can ask for certain amount of subscriptions, and offer all sorts of perks. So this card doesn't deal with money at all. It deals with giving, and this is, in my opinion, a better card than a card that acts that shows action out of feeling threatened. But let's see what this side card says. So in the first reading, we have here the Page of Pentacles, and on this side we have the Six of Pentacles. So 2 Pentacles cards in this side, and these are 2 very good cards, although we have to say that both of them are with their backs to the Empress. Now, the Page of Pentacles is a card of someone who knows how to deal with money, someone who is very orderly, someone who knows his job, someone who knows how to work. And in the Six of Pentacles is the card of someone who gets what he deserves. So this is someone who gives, and because he gives, he gets what he deserves. So, but both of them are not looking at the Empress. And the Empress actually is leaning towards the Knight of Pentacles, but she's actually looking at us. So, altogether, this is quite a strong reading, because we are talking about money, we are talking about revenues, we are talking about getting what Trevor deserves. And we are talking about how can he get what he deserves. So this is the first reading. Now let's see what the second reading shows us. So we had the Four of Pentacles as the major card. And on this side, we have the Knight of Swords that is going towards the Four of Pentacles. And on this side, we have the Three of Cups. So what we see here is, on this side, we have the spoiled kid. The Knight of Swords is a card of someone who doesn't want to do the work by himself. He's looking for others to do the work for him. On the other side, we see the Three of Cups, which is a good card because it's a celebration card. But because it is near the Four of Pentacles, it's badly aspected. So we need to look at the bad aspects of the Three of Pentacles. And then this is a premature celebration. Sometimes even getting into some sorts of drinking sprees, addictions, all sorts of those things. But altogether, this is not a great reading, because the main card is a defensive card, and this card is a card of someone who is actually doesn't want to do the work. And we know that Trevor is not this person. So altogether, in my opinion, according to the cards, it's better for Trevor to open up a Patreon account and invite his subscribers to subscribe to his Patreon. Many people do that, and those people get revenues from YouTube as well. So I don't see why Trevor shouldn't do that, especially when he explains to his subscribers that he's not getting any revenue from YouTube. So I believe that this is something that he should ask his subscribers, and maybe even not upload many videos into YouTube, only videos that announce that he has uploaded a video in his Patreon. So that's it for the tarot. So I chose the Power deck as an oracle deck for a power message for Trevor. So let's see what kind of power message can we give him. Okay, so let's clear the deck. A power message for Trevor Cult. A power message for Trevor Cult. Okay, so these cards are double-sided. So this is the card, this is how it looks. And the message is balance. The structure of your daily spiritual life must be built on a strong foundation in the physical world, like a pillar of selected shaman's stones, balanced carefully one on another. Take care of your body through diet and exercise. Express your strength in acts of power and bring greater awareness to the exchange of money. Protect and nourish your family and express your integrity by bringing balance into society and nature. Then you will be prepared in the physical for a higher spiritual learning. Your being is like a spirit lodge, the foundation of which is rooted in physical manifestation, strong against the storms along the trail to higher consciousness. To take power, make your spirit available. Take your power and bring your physical and spiritual natures into balance. Well, I think it's a beautiful message, and I think that this is exactly what Trevor should do. To balance himself, because he really does need to balance himself. He's very high-spirited. He's a ginger, and a real ginger. So he really does need to balance himself, but also to balance his thinking and to look into alternative ways of how to make his living. And I think that the way that I showed today is a good way to do that. Okay, so this is it, and I hope you liked it. And if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.